Good morning, boys. Today's topic for our discussion is peripheral vascular disease. To go into details, we should know some surgical anatomy of the vessels. Arteries are thick-walled vessels that transport oxygen and nutrition through blood via the aorta from the heart to the cellular level or tissues. Anatomically, three layers of arteries. The innermost layer, that is the endothelium, called as intima. Middle layer of connective tissue, smooth muscle and elastic fibers, is media. And the outer layer of connective tissue is called as adventitia. Have smooth muscles that contract and relax to respond changes in the pressure and volume of blood. While veins, they are compared to the arteries, are thin-walled and they transport deoxygenated blood from periphery capillaries to the right side of the heart. It has also got three layers: intima, media, and adventitia. There is little smooth muscles and connective tissue, makes the vein very distensible. They can accumulate large volume of blood. The major veins, particularly in the lower extremities, have one-way walls. They allow blood flow against the gravity. Walls allow blood to be pumped back to the heart and prevent the retrograde flow. This diagram shows walls and flowing RBCs. Coming to the topic of peripheral vascular disease, it is bunch of diseases which leads to various abnormalities in the circulation and thereby causing various diseases. And this is characterized by a reduction in the flow of blood. Hence, tissue oxygenation or cellular oxygenation is less. When the need of the tissue for oxygenation exceeds the supply, the area which leads to ischemia and necrosis. The factors that can contribute to the development of peripheral vascular disease which are included in a peripheral vascular disease is atherosclerotic changes in the vessels, thrombus formation, embolization, coagulability disorders, in hypertension, and various inflammations of vascular system. We are mainly concerned with arterial insufficiency. There is decreased blood flow towards the tissue, producing ischemia. Pulses, one usually on affected side, are diminished or absent. A sharp stabbing pain occurs because of the ischemia, dying cells. There is interference with the nutrition and oxygen arriving at the level of the tissue or cellular level that may lead to ischemic ulcer and changes in the skin, and they are called as pre-gangrenous changes. While venous insufficiency is concerned, there is decreased return of blood from the tissue to the heart, leads to venous congestion and stasis in the peripheral venous system. Pulses are absent and leads to edema, skin changes, and ulcers because of the degradation of hemoglobin. This is the chart showing comparison and characteristics of arterial and venous disorders. In arterial diseases, the skin is cool or cold, hairless, dry, shiny, pale, and on elevation you may say rubor or dangling. While in a venous disease, the limb is warm, thickened, mottled, pigmented areas can be seen. As far as pain is concerned, in arterial insufficiency, sharp stabbing worsens with activity and walking. During the fat may relieve the pain. While venous diseases are concerned, pain is aching, cramping, activity and walking sometimes help, and elevation of the limb, affected side limb, leads to near total relieving of symptoms and signs. Ulcers are concerned, severe painful pale grain with a grey base found on the heel, toes, dorsum of the foot. And venous disease, moderately painful pink base found on a medial aspect of the ankle, just above the ankle joint. Pulses are absent or diminished in arterial diseases, and in venous diseases usually they are present. Risk factors: age, sex, smoking, hypertension, hyperlipidemia, obesity, lack of exercise, and so on. Emotional stress, systemic other diseases like diabetes are also responsible for this. The most common peripheral vascular disease is atherosclerosis obliterans, is a disorder in which there is atherosclerotic narrowing of or obstruction of inner and middle layer of the artery. Most common cause of arterial obstructive disease in the extremities. Lower extremities are commonly involved more than the upper extremities. Common site of the disease are pathology is seen in femoral artery, iliac arteries, or popliteal arteries. In diabetic, the disease becomes more progressive, affects the smaller arteries, and often involves medium-sized vessels below the knee. This is the anatomical diagram showing aorta, bifurcation of aorta, iliac arteries, external iliac, internal iliac, anterior femur, and so on. Arteries become narrowed. On cross section, you can see the buildup of fatty substance in the wall of an artery, leading to narrowing of the lumen, thereby leading to peripheral vascular disease. Coming to pathophysiology, plaque formation on the intimal wall that causes partial or complete obstruction, calcification of the medial layer and gradual loss of elasticity weakens the arterial walls, predisposes to aneurysm formation, post-stenotic dilatation, thrombosis formation, and ultimately embolism. Artery is unable to transport an adequate volume as well as oxygen and nutrition during the exercise to the peripheral tissue. Symptoms appear when the blood vessels can no longer provide enough blood to supply oxygen and nutrients and removal of metabolic waste from the tissue. एक 5 मिनिटांनी संपून जाऊया. Clinical manifestation of peripheral vascular disease, first and foremost, is claudication, and the intermittent claudication is the most common. Pain in the extremity that develops in a muscle that has an inadequate blood supply during exercise. This is typical cramping pain which disappears within 1 to 2 minutes after stopping the exercise or taking the rest. The femoral artery is often affected. Pain in the calf muscle is a common symptom. Pain at rest is indicative of advanced severe disease. Burning pain occurs more frequently at night. Feeling of coldness, numbness, tingling sensation, advanced cases, ulcerations, necrosis, and so on. Diagnostic tests, Doppler ultrasonography, which is high frequency sound waves directed towards the artery or a vein through a handheld transducer moved evenly across skin surface, an audible tone produced in proportion to the blood velocity, which measures blood flow through vessel. Management is directed towards prevention of the vessel occlusion, use of vasodilators, surgical intervention as and when needed in advanced cases to avoid the ischemic changes and pain severely impairs the normal activity and so on. And depending upon the etiology of PVD, embolectomy, removal of blood clot done when large arteries are obstructed. Endarterectomy is removal of blood clot and stripping of atherosclerotic plaque along with the intima of the anterior arterial wall. Alternatives are arterial bypass surgeries. These are few diagrams showing atherosclerotic plaques. Further, the management kit can be managed percutaneous transluminal angioplasty. The balloon tip of the catheter is inflated to provide a compression of the plaque. And the most dreaded is amputation with advanced atherosclerosis. Gangrene of the extremities, toes are the most often amputated part of the body at beginning. The surgical goal is to remove the least amount of tissue possible and create a stump adequate for fitting a prosthesis in a post-operative period. Assessment: a condition of the skin should be shiny, taut, absence of hair growth, indicates poor circulation, and these are signs of pre-gangrenous status. Ulceration, necrotic tissue, extremely cold to touch, peripheral cyst diminished, weak, absent, bilateral inequality, and they are graded as 0, 1, 2, 3 according to the character of pulse. Post-operative, patient is monitored for signs of circulation in the affected limb and intervention done to promote the circulation and comfort. Assess and report changes in the skin color and temperature distal to the surgical site every 2 to 4 hours. Assess peripheral pulses. Sudden absence of pulse may indicate thrombosis. Mark location of pulse with a pen to facilitate frequent assessment. Use of Doppler, bedside Doppler if pulse is difficult for pain. Assess wound for redness, swelling and drainage. Promote circulation. Reposition patient every 2 hours. Tell patient not to cross leg. Encourage progressive activity when permitted. Arterial bypass surgery is a new advancement in the peripheral vascular disease. It does not cure the disease, but it takes care of the symptomatology which has been created by the disease. In post-operative care, assess sensation and movement of the limb, monitor extremity for edema, monitor and report signs of complication, that is increased pain, fever, limitation of movement, paresthesia and so on. Avoid sharp flexion in the area of the graft to prevent the decreased circulation of the graft. Buerger's disease is nothing but a thromboangiitis obliterans characterized by acute inflammatory lesions and occlusive thrombosis of the arteries along with veins. Has a very strong association with smoking, commonly occurs in the age group between 20 to 40, may involve the arteries of the upper extremities, usually affect the lower limb, toes and feet. Clinical manifestations, intermittent claudication as discussed previously, pain during rest, coldness, paresthesia, loss of pulsations. So coming back to the, because of some technical problems, clinical manifestation of TAO, intermittent claudication, pain during rest, coldness, paresthesia, pulsations, absence of pulsations or diminished pulses in posterior tibial dorsal pedis, extremities are red and are may be cyanotic depending upon the stage of the disease. Ulceration and gangrene are frequent complication and it occurs early, spontaneous, but often followed by tribal trauma. These are picture of showing manifestation of thromboangiitis obliterans and at the tip of the fingers. Interventions advise the person to stop smoking, use of vasodilators, prevent progression of the disease, avoid trauma to the ischemic tissue, Drugs are given to relieve the pain, provide emotional support. Whiskey, brandy may be the same volume during period of exacerbation as in vasodilator, but usually should not be advised to illiterate patients. Advise patient to avoid mechanical, chemical, thermal, and vibrating injuries to the extremities. Amputation of the leg is done only when the gangrene sets in, pain is intractable, and severe pain which leads to difficulty in normal activities also. Raynaud's phenomena refers to intermittent episodes during which small arteries or arterioles of arm goes into a spasm causing changes typical of peripheral vascular disease, generally unilateral, and may affect only one or two fingers, may occur after trauma, neurogenic lesions, arterial disease, connective tissue diseases. This is characterized by reduction of blood flow to the finger, manifested by cutaneous vessel constriction and resulting in blanching, which is reflected as dead pallor. Is a Raynaud's phenomena. This typical sequence of events is called as Raynaud's phenomena. Raynaud's disease is also a known etiology, may be due to immunological abnormalities commonly seen in females ranging from 20 to 40 years of age. These are few of the diagrams showing arterial supply of the fingers, wrist, and constriction of digital arteries. Clinical manifestation usually this Raynaud's disease is usually bilateral. Both the arms or feet are affected. During arterial spasm, sluggish blood flow causes pallor, coldness, numbness, cutaneous cyanosis, and severe pain. As soon as the spasm is relieved, the involved area becomes intensely reddened with tingling and throbbing sensation. With long-lasting or prolonged Raynaud's disease, ulceration can develop on the fingertip or toes. This is a typical clinical picture of a Raynaud's disease showing blackening of the toes and pallor in the rest of the foot. Management of this aim is to prevent the recurrent episodes. Person is advised to protect against exposure to the cold, avoid the smoking, drug therapy in the form of calcium channel blockers, vascular smooth muscle relaxants, vasodilators to promote circulation and reduce pain. Sympathectomy, cutting of the sympathetic nerve fibers to relieve symptoms in the early stages of advanced ischemia because of a vasospasm. If ulceration and gangrene occurs, then area may need to be amputated or treated according to the site, size, and extent of gangrene or ulceration. Aneurysm नहीं आएगा vascular peripheral vascular disease है नहीं है ये arterial disease में आएगा Raynaud's हो गया नहीं हाँ चलो चलो ये venous insufficiency बात है सिर्फ वही है peripheral vascular disease बोला है venous disease पे अलग है so that this is all about the peripheral vascular disease as far as surgery is concerned. Thank you very much. बंद कर ले. Peripheral vascular में Raynaud's, atherosclerosis, Burgess ये तीन ही है बस. और ये जो बाकी आएगा ना वो next class है.